What's up, y'all? It's Janae, and I'm a few minutes late, but I just wanted to come on here and to give some small case updates. But I also just wanted to, I know I have like some new followers and whatnot, and even people who've been following my journey since I can repeat it. Shout out to those who have been following me since way, way, way back. Um, I can repeat it.com. What's the Lush? And I just wanted to give like case updates and just kind of share my personal story. Nothing too long. I ain't gonna hold you too long, but I just thought that listen, this trial is very redundant, and I need to say, even it's like with George Kaplan testifying today, who was also Diddy's assistant from 2013 to 2015. I was a little bored with his testimony because it's one and the same. It's really one and the same. So, y'all know I don't mind talking to myself. It's always good to have an audience. But you can, as you driving home or getting the kids, putting your chicken in the oven, or picking up McDonald's or on your way to work, with your Starbucks or whatever, you can listen to this in the morning. Y'all know I live for replays. So let me just introduce who I am. I am Janae. And yes, the lie is absolutely necessary. I can't even talk. I'm Janae. I'm a journalist. Specifically these days, investigative journalism is my passion. I've worked for some of the biggest names in entertainment, most notably the Shade Room and BET. I also have my own talk show, The Naked Truth Show. And I also have, well, no, I'm not even going to announce that. That's something else. But so if you don't know, because I know a lot of people are new, but I had my own website, icanrepeatit.com, back in 2013 through like 2016, and that grew and it turned into an entertainment site. People loved it, and I would give the lush. At that time, I got evicted. Like while I had that website, I got evicted. I quit my job. I had this huge plan that I was going to go on tour with. She is building an empire at the time, and I was going to expand my audience, expand like what I wanted to do, so on and so forth. And hell, the shit didn't work out. Like it didn't work out. I ended up, like I said, I got evicted. I shout out to my friend Jamila J Fox. She let me and my dog live in her one bedroom apartment, rent free, sleeping on her couch. As I still tried to navigate my way through Atlanta, and I did that. Some. I was able to make I was able to make some leeway. Y'all, my hair, it feels so weird. So, side note, I'm trying to wear my hair curly again, and it's supposed to be a pineapple. But I feel like it's just, I don't know what the hell is on top of my head. But you know what? The show must go on. So, here we go. Hold on, I'm going this way. So, anyway, um, how the hell did I end up at the Diddy trial? So when I was at the Shade Room, I took an interest to investigative journalism. Let me tell you something. When you constantly take screenshots and constantly talk about who cheated on who into it with who, why they into it, somebody baby daddy with some, like the shit gets so boring. It gets so boring. It gets so redundant, and it's almost like that's we have this term that's snackable content. You know what I'm saying? It's not like anything that you. It's not presidented. It's not something that you just gonna remember like forever and ever and ever. It's snackable content as going throughout your day. Oh, they went off on each other. Oh, okay, cool, whatever. So I got tired of doing that, and I just started taking a like. I love true crime, and I just started taking a liking to true crime, and I think for me, the Tory Lanez trial, because I strategized how the Shade Room covered that. I had a lot of exclusives from that, including the Megan's Missing Bodyguard the former bodyguard that went missing, well, who went missing or whatever. And so I was like, when I was able to strategize that coverage and break all of those exclusives, I mean, I was breaking exclusives, and I wasn't even inside of the courtroom. Like this, I'm like, how am I? Like I'm, listen, in journalism, you are only as good as your connections. And you always you always judge a journalist by what they choose not to tell. Like those two things will let you know if you like what type of journalist you are kicking it with. So once I saw the Tory Lanez trial and how much of an influence and impact that I had, I was like, wow, I need to do something with this. But one thing that I failed to do with the Tory Lanez trial, I failed to, like, yeah, I reported it for my employer at the time, but I didn't take it off the page and do my own YouTube. And because I had a lot of inside information that I could have just cut on my computer like I did now, like I'm doing now, and talking to people and sharing things with them and so on and so forth. So, and once I saw, like, other people who were not even, I'm not gonna say that, but once I saw other people how they were able to leverage that moment and I didn't, I was like, never again. Like, never will I be that deep into a case but not be able to leverage it for myself, right? I don't care where I work. So when obviously all this Diddy stuff came about, I was like, I'm covering this trial. I need to be inside of the courtroom. I got my eyes on him. I can tell you what he looked like. I can tell you his facial expressions. I can tell you when he aggravated. I can tell you when he looks nervous. I can tell you his mannerisms. I need to be inside of that courtroom because, number one, I've been doing this for a long time. And number two, I'm ready to take my career to the next level. I don't just want to be stuck in the snackable content. I want to be with the legendary, the documentary worthy type stories. Now, you don't have one of those every year, every day, hell, not even every decade, but we have one now. And I was determined to use my skills that I taught, that I was taught to report this story. So, I had something to happen in my personal life before the Diddy trial started, and I took a leave of absence. And so, with me taking a leave of absence, it just so happened that the Diddy trial and what I needed a break from, just like a pause in life, coincided. So I was like, I'm definitely gonna be in New York. I'm an independent journalist out here, so I made my own press pass. Because I made my press pass, I got my website, I got my clips, like I got 15 years of experience. So what we gonna do? And so I kept calling the clerk, and I'm going through real fast because I don't want this to be a long drawn out story. It's not supposed to be. But I just want to give like a little background context to who I am and how I ended up actually in the courtroom. So I called the clerk because I'm making sure, and the clerk is the person, like when you want to look up court documents, or you having issues with documents, or if you have questions about a case, what time it starts, and like the flow of the case, how long it's going to be, where the hell to go, you call the clerk of that specific court. I called the clerk, listen, because a lot of times, first of all, this is a federal case. Federal cases and state cases are reported differently. A state case is streamed. That's why you were able to see the YSL trial. A federal case, it's not streamed. No phones, no nothing. Like only high level press people are allowed to have their phones. And at that point, for the state of New York, how it was briefly explained to me, you have to have like so many clips and so many this and so many that. Like, you have to be legit certified, right? But I'm not sure of the specifics, but essentially you got to be certified. So I called the clerks. I mean, I started calling the clerks way like at probably like the mid, like maybe back like in February, like, hey, where's the form? Because a lot of times when you cover these cases, you are supposed to fill out a form. Like in some states or jurisdictions or whatever, they require you to fill out a media form. Hey, this is the media, I'm coming and da 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 da. But here in New York, it's first come, first serve. Right? So I'm like, damn, first come, first serve. I'm like, anybody can get up in that bit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, first of all, just so some people probably don't know this, or I get the idea that some people don't are not aware of this. So this is why I'm saying it. But as you know, it's part of your constitutional right, which sometimes that doesn't even mean anything these days. But it's a part of your, like, as a citizen of America, you are able to sit inside of a courtroom and just be a spectator. Like if you just somebody, let's say you off work tomorrow, you want to come sit in the Diddy trial, you can sit in the Diddy trial. Sometimes they have a certain amount of number of press, they have a certain amount of number of public that's inside of the courtroom, and then the rest of the people go to the overflow room. So the way that New York works, obviously, is you go to 500 Peter Street. That's the address for the courthouse. Go to 500 Peter Street. It's a federal property. So you outside. You just standing outside. So the first day, so what I did was I went to jury selection, right? Because I need to know the lay of the land. I'm in the South. I don't know how these people. I've never covered a federal trial ever, right? And I don't know how these people operate. I need to know the lay of the land. I need to know what the building look like. I need to recognize these people's faces. I need to go down there and turn on my Southern charm. Like, I need to go down there and be like, hey, I'm Lajanae from Mississippi. And the people like, oh, you so country and da 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 da. Like, y'all, this is really fucking bothering me. This little shit on top of my head. Anyway, what the fuck? Hold on, y'all. Anyway, I needed to get my ass down there just so I could, one, be familiar to people when the trial comes. Like when the trial, like this was before the trial started, right? Number one. Number two, I needed to just go and see what the process was like. So the day one of jury selection, I knew it was going to be, a lot of people, or to me, like a lot of people. I thought so anyway. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get up at 3 something in the morning, and I'm gonna get in line around 4:30, 4:45. I get in line in the morning that Monday morning, and there are already people lined up. This is just for jury selection. There are already people lined up, right? It's like 4 something in the morning. I'm like, damn. So as the day progresses, the line gets longer and longer and longer. Now, mind you, I got like one girl before me. She was out there like at 3:15, right? And so every morning, this was the plan: get out there around no later than 4:30, because I noticed the trend. The trend was that by 6 o'clock, that's the cutoff. If you come after 6 o'clock, you are not going to be inside of the courtroom. So it went from, so our first day, that Monday, you don't know how many people they letting in the courtroom. Like, nobody tells you this. You literally only go, you get there early enough to make sure that you can get in the courtroom, right? So I get in line, and I'm like, I just told y'all, I think I was number 6. I was number 6, right? So when you go through, so it's a line outside. So you standing outside from like 4 to 7:45, okay? Because they opening the door around 7:45, 8 o'clock, 8:30, or they letting you in at 8:30. Now, they have the Diddy trial happening, but there are other things going on in the federal, the federal courthouse, right? So we standing outside from, I got there from, let's say, 4:30 to 7:45, 8 o'clock. We go through security checks. So, like, because it's a federal courtroom, it's like a TSA style security check. So it's like going through the airport security check, but you leave your shoes on. So once you go through that line, you gotta go stand in another line. So mind you, now you right, like you. So can you imagine, like, you number 6 in line outside, but then after going through the security lines, you are like number 20, because I don't know, maybe you got too much shit in your bag. Maybe you, I don't know, you just got you because you don't know, this your first time, right? So I had like all this stuff in my bag. It's not too much, but I had a lot of electronics in my bag. And so after the first day, I was like, nope, I'm not breaking all this shit. Nope, I'm not breaking all this shit. And I'm like, damn. When I realized I couldn't have my phone for like 8 hours, and the only way I could get my phone is if I go all the way back out, come back through security, I was like, oh, hell no. Y'all can keep that phone all day. So that's why I really don't post during the day. And if I do post during the day, it's because somehow or another I've gotten guaranteed, like it's somehow or another um uh I'm already in, and that's only like my group is the only group of people that will be allowed in, and this is what I mean. So jury selection, and just in case y'all don't know, that's technically the first week of any case. Jury selection, when people start their opening statements and testimony, you may hear people say the first week of testimony or the first week of opening statements, so on and so forth. And a lot of times, most times, in a lot of trials, you have jury selection and the first week of trial that start on the same day. This was the first one that I've seen in a long time where the jury selection took place a completely different week, but then also some jury selections don't take no 3, 4, 5 days to figure it out. But obviously, this is a special case. So I go through the first day and I'm like, okay, well, I need to leave this at home, let me go ahead and take this out so they won't even have to put my shit back through, because it's, just so we can be clear, right? So luckily I get in line and I'm number 6 again. And so it was a group of us were always lined up right after each other, back to back to back. During jury selection, they were only letting 8 members of the press in. 8. The rest of them had to go to the overflow room. I think the last day or the next to the last day, they started letting like more people in, but at the end, but that's the last day. So every day, you get up, you be there about 4:00 and you hope your ass get in, right? And so while I was there, I learned about line sitters. I was like, wait a minute, it's a service that you pay them to stand in line for you. I'm like, what? And so it's like $30-something an hour. I'm like, first of all, that's not even enough, but whatever. It's $30-something an hour. They stand in line for you. They be like, hey, I'm number 10. They take a picture, and when it's time for you to, when you come, you say, hey, I'm so and so and so and so, and y'all just switch spots, right? So I did that a couple of times, right? So fast forward to the actual trial, same process, but this time it's like 4 times more people out there. So like this time, like, wait a minute, like what? So the first night I had a line sitter. I was number 20. I can't even remember, y'all. Like, all my days kind of running together. The first night I had a line sitter for the actual opening testimony, and I got in. Like, I got it. So that's really how I be getting in. I get inside of the courtroom because I have a line sitter that I pay, or thank God. So, like, let me say this. People talk about how rude New Yorkers are, and I will say that this has been one hell of an experience, and I've been to New York a few times before, but maybe in my mind, like, maybe I didn't interact as much as I thought, because interacting with them under these circumstances can be completely different. Like, they don't ask no questions. Like, it's you know what I'm saying? Like you have to play by the rules of engagement. Like, if you meet me, sometimes people may say that I'm a little rude. I'm not. I'm just assertive, and I'm not a LOL type girl. I don't say stuff to play and to put LOL behind it. But like, if you like, they made me seem like I was just so meek, and I'm not like that. Like in the South, right? So I was able to come across 2 people who were so fucking cool. They bona fide New Yorkers. They so cool. They looked out for me. They made sure I had at one point in time, like I don't even have to pay for a line sitter. Like, somebody gives me a line sitter, and then once I show up, I get in my spot and I go. Then I got my homegirl. She makes sure, like, she not even gonna go in the courtroom without me. Like, she making sure, like, where you at, like you here already, like, let's make sure, like she, they gave like a team effort. It's really a team effort when you try to cover this case, number one, and when you're trying to get inside of the courtroom, and you really got to have people who mess with you, and you don't want no grimy people, because there were people who literally butted us, and then we were like, wait a minute, y'all know, y'all wasn't right here, like, to the left, to the back, bitch, get your ass from in front of me. Like, people, so what they'll do is they'll be like, oh, I'm just talking to my friend. Oh, bitch. Okay, your time is up. Get your ass back because when it comes time, like every morning when it's time for us to go into the court room, they do 7 people at a time. They do 3 people. They do 3 rows of 7. So they be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stop. So, bitch, can you imagine being number 8? Like, can you imagine being number 22? Like, bitch, what? Like, can you? Like, I would. Like, no way. And so, for me, like, I'm an independent journalist. Like, all of this is self-funded. There is no fucking way I'm going all the way to New York for an overflow room. I can just stay my ass at home and get the updates when y'all get the updates, and we're gonna call it a day. No way. And then too with the trial, this big and like this, you know what I'm saying? So historical. I wanted to see his demeanor. And just speaking to that for a second, like Diddy, when he walks in, he's always smiling and he's always, he's love, he's love, he's loving. Thank you and thank you, And then the nigga will turn all the way around and look at you just like this. Like the man will stare at you just like that. Don't blink. And then sometimes he'll kind of shake his head, like he'll shake his head at you. And I've seen him do this in the court. Like hell, one time I locked eyes with Diddy. I was like, oh no, no. Because listen, if you're in the industry, and maybe if you don't even got to be in the industry, but if you kind of plugged in and you got people who you already know in the industry and stuff, Diddy really about that life, right? So, I mean, don't be looking at me that hard. I don't need you to remember my beautiful face, sir. I don't need you to remember this. No, thank you. No, thank you. But in all seriousness, Diddy has no problem with making eye contact. Like that little meme where he was on I guess that singing show, and he was looking at the guy was looking at him. That's Diddy, but like it's probably a tad bit more intense because of the situation. And even one day when Cassie was testifying, that man was about to get up out his seat. Like he could not sit still. This was like the first time that I've seen Diddy. He was like tapping his fingers. He was tapping his fingers on his leg. He had crossed his leg. He had Diddy was about to get up out his seat. He could not contain himself. And I can't remember which day this was, but it was probably maybe Cassie's last day. Or maybe her second day. I can't remember. Because she was up there for like 4 days testifying. But let me tell y'all something. Diddy be up in that bit and then like something like when he like it's so crazy because sometimes when his lawyers, I don't know what he's thinking. Like this is just me perceiving. Like this is just me interpreting his moves, and this is not from a journalistic standpoint at all. This is just me and my personal opinion. I'm not presenting this as facts. I'm presenting this as how I interpreted something, right? So like sometimes when I get, because first of all, Diddy likes to be in control. We already know that. Most leaders like to be in control. People who own businesses and stuff like that, they like to control things. Like that's not anything specific to him. But he probably take his stuff to the next level, allegedly. But whatever. And baby, Diddy be up in that bitch. One day, like sometimes he be walking up in the court and he got like this little, they got a bag or whatever. It got like little documents in it, and he be taking out his documents. And so like Diddy is so engaged. I'm like, he got these glasses on, and like he got his little sticky notes, he passing them and stuff like that. It's really interesting just to see how he acts. For the most part, he cool. Like, he don't really do too much. But every now and then, you could tell it be kind of like getting to his ass. Because, man, that one day, that nigga about to come out his seat. Do y'all hear me? Like, I was like, God, leaving then. Like even during jury selection, when the jury, when the potential jurors were walking in, he had turned all the way around and he's just looking at them. Like Diddy can stare a hole in your ass. Like I don't know. It's kind of like I don't know. I can't even explain it. But that's how I get into the courtroom every day. I just, you know what I'm saying. Luckily, I've met some people who really be looking out for me. and we look out for each other, you know what I'm saying? And then two, I get there early enough. And even though like somebody else is looking out for me or whatever, I still show up. You know, I still show up because you don't know like other people's situation. Somebody may wake up on the wrong side of the bed. So I'm still out there at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm still out there at 4:30 in the morning. I'm still out there, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm responsible for me. I know what I came to get. Anything else that people bless me with, that's extra. And me being who I am, I'm not. Thank you for the gestures, but I'm still always prepared to do what I got to do to get in the courtroom. And luckily, I got like I got a team of people that I work with, and we look out for each other. And one of them has no problem with buying line sitters for us, and we just that's how we get in. What else I want to say? Sometimes, it was a little, it wasn't as streamlined at first. So now it's like the people who, like if you get in, if you are one of the 21 people who get in on the press side, during, if you are the one of, I can't talk, let me slow down. If you are one of the 21 people who get in on the press side, when lunch comes, you can come back to your spot. Like you don't have to stand in line again. Ain't nobody gonna come up there and take your spot. Like that's it. And then now they have it to where when you're standing outside, they automatically call the people to the front. They automatically call the people to the press. Because again, like while we're outside, there's no press line and there's no general public line. Everybody's in the same line. Now, y'all may sometimes, because I know I've posted videos like of just like my area. Y'all may sometimes see like the trucks with the cameras and the lights and stuff. That's people, those are producers and everything. They never come inside. They are specifically outside. They have people on the inside who are sitting by me that come down, they call them, she got to do a hit. He got to do a hit. They come and do their hit. Then they go right. So that basically, they're going to report the first half of what's going on. Then they come, and trial may still be going, but they get enough information to report the first part. Then they go back up to the courtroom. Then they come back down again, and they report the second part. That's what that media area consists of. But for like the people like me, like I don't got like no camera crew or nothing like that. It's just me in there. Now they separate the press from the public, which helped a lot because once they did that, we were really fighting amongst the general public. Because once they said like, okay, the first 21 people of the press get on this side of the line. The first and then the rest of y'all will let y'all in, later. It wasn't even that many people, like, because now the stuff has died down. The first day of testimony, the first maybe 2 or 3 days of testimony were very, very contentious as far as outside with the lines. This past Friday was the first day that it wasn't crazy. Like it was the first 21 people in the press line come on this side. And then still, some people still had to go to the overflow room. Not me though. But some people still, you know what I'm saying? I did have one day that I was in the overflow room. And then my homegirl came and got me out of the overflow room. So remember I said somebody cut the line? A girl, like 3 girls cut the line. They would not move. We told the security guard. Somehow or another, on break, my homegirl came down and got me. And then I ended up back in the courtroom. So every day, like I say, I've been in the courtroom. And it's been like one hell of an experience. I don't think I know what I do for a living. And I guess maybe because I do it for a living, it's not like, like this is my job. You know what I'm saying? But I am so blessed that I have a supportive family. And shout out to my mama because she keeps my dog, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that I have everything that I need. And I have a 13-year-old Chihuahua. Can y'all believe that Yoshi is 13? I have a 13-year-old Chihuahua, and my mama watches him, and when I'm out of town doing my thing. And this really happened because I moved recently. It's like I moved, and then next thing I know, I'm in New York covering the Diddy trial, and I thought the Tory trial was a big trial. You know what I'm saying? But Diddy's trial is so, oh my God, it's so layered. It's just a lot going on. So that's how I end up in the courtroom. I mean, I've been in there every single day. I'm so blessed. And again, like, people can say whatever they want to say about New Yorkers, but when they fuck with you, they fuck with you real hard. So I'm so glad that I got a group of people who look out for me. It's always like Janae, like where you like, okay, good. We make like the people are always making sure I'm inside of the courtroom. They always it's like a core group of us. It's the same people literally that wake up early and get inside a goddamn courtroom. And once see people every day, y'all got that camaraderie or whatever. Y'all may not like be best friends. You may not even talk every day, but you automatically know, where old girl at? I'm surprised I ain't see her today. Like, where she at? What you doing in the overflow room? Okay, so during lunch, I'm gonna see if I can come down and just let you in. You know what I'm saying? And then shout out to the security guards. You know what I'm saying? Like, or to the officers. My bad. I did not mean to call them security guards. They are federal marshals. Shout out to them. Cause they have to enforce certain rules, but like we do have when we do have downtime, you know what I'm saying, you can joke with them a little bit or whatever. And they cool, like they cooler than the other side of the pillow. Like as long as you follow their rules, like you can't eat, we can't eat up in the courtroom. The only thing we can have is water, like no eating, not even a peppermint. So if your breath just funky, bitch, your breath gonna stay stanky until you go get you a mint. And you know what? The cafeteria is pretty good. I am so surprised with the cafeteria. The food in the cafeteria is cooked fresh every single day. And I'm not surprised. It's New York. So, like, I can see that. And actually tastes good. It actually tastes good. And they got healthy food options, too. That's something else I enjoy. But yeah, so I think that's about it. But, like, I'm excited. I'm glad that I'm a part of history. I'm so glad that people are taking to my content and finding it informative, useful. Thank y'all so much for even thinking of interacting with my content, and for even just allowing me to show up in your space and give you this information that I have. So that's how I ended up at the Diddy court trial. That's how I get in the courtroom every day. And that's just what I've been doing. And then after this, I will be covering the Dirk trial. That starts later in the fall. I will, unless they push it back again. But I will be doing that. And that will be in LA. That's also a federal trial. And no phones in that courtroom either. So, yeah. I'm excited about everything. And speaking of speaking of the updates that I have, so it's really, really not much because this case is so redundant. Because I understand they have to establish patterns of crime and stuff like that. The forensic psychologist Dunn Hayes. I think her testimony is really, really the only one. Oh no. Oh no. I'm sorry, y'all. I just got this message. Oh no, I gotta go check. I gotta check on my friend. Okay, let me wrap this up so I can check on my friend. Somebody got into a motorcycle accident. Oh man. Um, Don Hayes is a forensic psychologist who the defense made it seem like she's just a professional witness for the prosecution. 60% of her income comes from testimony. And, she testifies. She testified at the Amber Heard and Epps, Lord, not, I done said, not I said Epps. She testified at the Amber Heard and Michael Depp situation trial. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, I'm trying to get my notes. Wait a minute. That text message threw me all the way off. Hold on. Lord, she testified in the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Who I call him? Michael Depp. Who the fuck is a Michael Depp child? She testified in the Amber Heard and Michael Depp, uh, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp case. I believe she's testified in the R. Kelly case, or will, yeah, she's associated with the R. Kelly case, my Harvey Weinstein case. So basically, the defense painted her as like a professional witness, and she even has this PDF, oh, well, not a PDF, but a document that basically states how to, like, for women of domestic violence survivors, those who survive domestic violence, how they should dress when they go to court, and how to testify, so on and so forth. Someone can see that as like just kind of giving a generic testimony, just telling people how to mislead the jury and stuff like that. Like, it could be, the optics don't really look that good. The optics didn't look that good when Diddy's defense team got a hold of her. Really not too much to add from the prosecution as it relates to her. They were just asking her how, why do victims continue to go back to their abusers, so on and so forth. And the defense team was like, wait a minute, hold up, girl. Don't you do this for a living? So basically, you just gonna go around and say the same thing at everybody trial. Basically, you giving generic answers. You know what I'm saying? And that can make you say, what else is going on? Diddy did add a 10th lawyer. I think I said that last night. It's Shapiro's husband, who's also on his case. Also, George Kaplan testified. Diddy's former assistant from 2013 through to 2015 testified to doing the same thing. Cassie already said that sometimes the security would clean up the rooms. He said he would clean up the rooms sometimes. Sometimes he worked 80 to 100 hours a week. What else? He worked 80 to 100 hours a week. What else, girl? And he quit when he saw Diddy allegedly assault Cassie. Kid Cudi is supposed to testify tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you something. If Kid Cudi does not have, because this is the arson aspect of this whole RICO situation. If Kid Cudi does not have definitive proof that this man blew up his car, his testimony is going to be null and void. Because at that point, everything is hearsay. And it's going to be object, sidebar. And it's so funny. So when they have a sidebar, you know how you watch the TV, they be like, Your Honor, may we approach the bench? Or whatever. That's essentially what a side. Now hold on. I don't know if the term. Let me say this. I don't know if approaching the bench and the sidebar are technically the same thing, but they look like the same thing. They all go to the side and they have a conversation. So when you in the courtroom, they turn on the music. I mean, Lord, not music. They turn on white noise, so it's just static. It's just a whole bunch of static, so we don't hear anything. And so the conversation that they have during the sidebar, that conversation is not on record. So we absolutely don't know anything that they are discussing. So they could very well even block Kid Cudi's testimony because, like I say, if he doesn't have definitive proof, like if he cannot physically say, I got proof that Diddy did it because I saw him on, and my camera picked it up. I gotta, and even if he say his friend told him, if his friend is not testifying, that's hearsay. We're gonna throw that out. So again, Kid Cudi is supposed to be testifying tomorrow, but if it's not definitive, it's not gonna do anything for the prosecution. I will say, while obviously there is a lot of evidence against Diddy, like, come on now. I mean, he goes by Frank Black for the prescriptions. Which is, I guess, Diddy, not Diddy, but Biggie's nickname, I guess, was Frank White, or some shit. So now he a Frank Black. He does that to get pills, and one of the doctors that wrote one of those prescriptions is from Santa Monica, right there in L.A. So I thought that was interesting. And what else? My thoughts. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm tired. And I don't even have, like, I ain't got no notes. It's just me straight off the dome. The doctor is located in Santa Monica who were writing those prescriptions, who was writing those prescriptions for Diddy. Well, one of them anyway. But he went by Frank Black. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like there are things that Diddy has done. You know what I'm saying? And his defense team has done a good job with casting doubt. Cause see, I always find myself saying, again, this is just me talking. This is not a journalistic situation. I always find myself saying so and so and so, but, and that's like their whole job is to get you to say, well, maybe he did it, but I see he beat her ass, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just throwing out things out there. Like, what if there are people on the jury that's like, well, but like the jury is made up of majority men, but it's majority black. There are eight men, 4 women. I'm not counting the alternates, but 8 men, 4 women. And well, you know what? Let me not say it's majority black. I don't know if it's majority black because it's the alternate. Hold on, scratch that part. Strike that part from the testimony. That's what the judge be saying. But right there is it's 12 people. Obviously, they have 12 jurors, 6 alternates. There are 8 men and 4 women. And lately, the men have, just in general, in the world that we live in on social media, men have not been very empathetic to women when it comes to sexual assault or domestic violence. Like, let's be for real. Let's have a conversation. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this fares. Mind you, you can be an alternate juror and come to court every day. You do not deliberate. So those other 6 people, their opinion won't even matter if they don't have to, slide in for somebody, They essentially backups. But yeah, that's about it, y'all. If y'all got any questions, any specifics that y'all want me to talk about, or another incident with Diddy. Diddy has had a lot of run-ins, a lot of stories about violence, and I plan to cover them while we are in this case, just to give us more background information. It's something else to look forward to because the case is so redundant. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even one of his chefs sued him for sexual assault years and years ago. His son, Justin, I don't know if y'all remember, my friend had to bring to my remembrance, but Justin played for UCLA, and then Diddy got mad because he wasn't getting enough playing time and tried to go down there and go to UCLA and, throw his weight around and stuff, and now the boy left UCLA, not even playing ball anymore. So Diddy has a lot of situations that, resulted in violence, allegedly. So, yeah, violence or intimidation or whatever the hell, the same stuff that they trying to get him caught up in this. But yeah, so it's your girl Elijah Nate. Thank y'all so much for watching. And the new people, I hope that you continue to stay here. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, leave a comment, send it to your homegirl or whatever. And before I go, I have an Astroglide fund. Diddy loves Astroglide, and I, for some reason, it's Astroglide and baby oil have taken over this case. I would like to get me a few bottles of Astroglide, so if you can give to my Cash App, $LaJanae1, my Cash App is in the comments. Please give, but in all seriousness, I am an independent journalist, so any donation is appreciated. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye. What I say, Tamari? Who the fuck is Tamari? We'll see y'all tomorrow. Ciao.